Gathered close, dear listener, by the fire's glow, let us turn pages not of paper, but of time itself, to when the world was new and the shadows beneath the waves and beyond the mountains held shapes too vast for simple dreams. This is not a story of might-have-beens. It is a whisper from the deep places of memory, a chronicle of the first monsters. In the dawn of days, when the firmament was still fresh and the stars were being placed in their silver sockets, the world was not quiet. It thrummed with raw, unfinished power, and in that roiling, primal soup of creation, two shapes were formed not by chance, but by a will most profound. The first shape was poured into the crucible of the deep. It was called Leviathan. Imagine not a simple serpent, but a kingdom of scales. Each plate upon its back was a shield of obsidian, locked together so tightly that not even a sliver of light could pierce its hide. Its belly was a terrain of shattered pottery, sharp and terrible. When it slept in the abyss, its breath was a whirlpool. When it awoke, its sneeze made the sun seem dim, and from its jaws flew not mere fire, but the very lightning of the first storm. Its eyes were dawns unto themselves, and to look upon its wake was to see a churning, endless path in the sea. It was chaos, given flesh, fin and fang, the coiled terror of the boundless deep. The second shape was forged on the anvil of the land. It was called Behemoth. Think not of a simple beast, but of a walking mountain. Its bones were beams of bronze, its limbs rods of iron. It did not graze in valleys, but made the mountains its pasture, where it drank rivers dry without a thought. The cedar's strong tail could sweep entire forests, and its very presence made the earth tremble. No snare could hold it, no spear could pierce its hide. It was the essence of the untamed, unstoppable earth, the primal power of rock, river, and raw strength. They were opposites, yet kin. One ruled the raging sea, the other the unyielding land. And humanity, newly formed and small upon the shore, sensed them. In the tremors of the ground, they felt Behemoth's tread. In the sudden, storm-racked sea, they saw Leviathan's wrath. These were not creatures to be hunted, but forces to be acknowledged, the bookends of a wild, untamed world. An old sage, his face etched like canyon rock, once told a wide-eyed child of their purpose under the vast desert sky. "Why?" the child asked, shivering at the descriptions. "Why make such terrible things?" "To show us the fences of the world," the sage replied, "and to show us the power of the fence-maker." He spoke of a time before time, when Leviathan was not just a creature of the sea, but the sea itself, chaotic, formless, raging against the shore. And a great voice had to still it, to push back the coils of the deep and say, "This far and no farther." The monster we know is the memory of that battle, a contained symbol of the chaos that was mastered so life could begin. "And Behemoth?" the child whispered. "Look at it," the sage said, pointing to a distant, unmovable mountain. "It eats grass like an ox, yet it shakes the earth. It is a lesson. If the one who set the stars can create, and then simply watch, a creature of such immense, untamable power, a creature that could shatter cities but chooses to chew cud in the shadow of cliffs, then what does that say of his strength? He is not merely stronger than us. He is master of the very scale of strength itself." The child understood then. These beasts were the measuring lines of divine power. They were living proof that the world was not safe, but it was ordered. Their terrifying freedom was itself a demonstration of a greater, terrifying sovereignty. The scrolls say their story is not over. They speak of a final day when the tales of the deep and the land will reach their ending. In that time, it is said the great Leviathan will be summoned from its abyss, not for destruction, but for a purpose beyond our ken. Some whispers say it will be a final confrontation, a last roar of untamed creation before a new order is woven. And Behemoth too will stand in its full earth-shaking glory. Their conflict, frozen in the first pages of time, may yet play its final move. Are they just stories? Perhaps. Or perhaps they are the deep code of our oldest fears and awe. When we send robots to the alien trenches of our own ocean floor and see creatures of nightmare and wonder, we remember the Leviathan. When we witness the unstoppable rage of an earthquake or a volcano, we feel the tread of Behemoth. They captivate us because they are the shadowy outlines of the world's wild heart. They are the proof that the universe was born not in a whisper, but in a roar that still echoes in the dark places, reminding us of the awesome, terrible, and magnificent fabric of all that is. So close the book gently, little one, but know that when the storm wind howls and the ground groans deep below, you are hearing the distant echo of the first Titan's Leviathan of the endless deep, and Behemoth of the Iron Mountains forever holding their places in the grand, wild story of everything